Boom. Welcome to the Marketing Intern Spotlight. A marketing intern is a listener who's spreading our message authentically. Hear their story, their passion, and their journey. Enjoy.
Austin Jochum, welcome to the Backpocket Podcast. How are we doing today?
Just dandy. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, I'm so stoked to finally have you on. You're kicking off our Marketing Intern Spotlight of Season 3. What a perfect guest to have on.
Let's go. I'm hyped.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, so we took off 6 weeks. Everyone knows that from like just our season hiatus. And during that time, we have seen you grow on your Instagram, on just personally, like what you're doing is incredible.
Thank you, guys.
I'm excited. And like that happened, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. How long have you been doing Yocum strength training?
I started last summer. It's always been an idea of mine, always been a passion, but really started it last summer, training a bunch of guys, and
Cool.
started to take it off the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's so
It's
awesome.
really because we've had a breath of fresh air not having to put out content every week.
Yep.
So it's been able to like see other creators and other people doing awesome stuff, like get to really invest in them on their social medias and everything else. And just seeing you consistently out there, I'm like, he's working his ass off every single day. And I think you're pushing yourself in the right direction, like just with what you're trying to accomplish and what you kind of like put forth for your career.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just trying to be like a problem solver, not a problem finder, guys. Like, there's always a bunch of problems out there, and everybody like talks about the problems. They like feed into the problems. They talk about the problems, but they never do anything to solve them. So that's kind of my focus right now, trying to help people solve those problems every single day and just give them those little nuggets. And that's what I think you guys do a great job of. It's like every day, every week, you guys you're helping people. And I love it.
Appreciate that. So for all the marketing interns that don't necessarily know who Austin Jochum is, can you give them a little background of like where you grew up and then how you got into fitness?
Yeah. So from a small town, Foley, Minnesota, but Gilman outside of Foley, so 200 people, so a little different from the cities. Right next to St. John's, actually. I was kind of committed to going there out of high school, which is
That's
crazy
right.
to hear.
I
know.
remember that. Yep.
So sat down with Coach Caruso because I was kind of just sick of the recruiting text messages. Like, I was like, whatever. Like, I'll meet with St. Thomas. Like, I didn't know anything. That's the weird thing. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, when you come from a small town, the cities are like the king. Like, no, like you go to the cities and you're like, oh shit, this is cool. But like you go to St. Thomas, and I knew nothing about it, knew nothing about their football program, and I just went to stop the texting. Basically, I was committed to St. John's, just going there. I sat down with Coach Caruso, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to St. Thomas, guys. Like,
He hyped you up.
Hyped me up, dude. Like, talked about the opportunity to change my life, talked about how he can grow me as a man. Nothing about football. We didn't talk anything about football, and it was just the process and just how he can help me change. And that's when I was like, I'm going here, dude. Like, you got me bought in. And I didn't even commit on the spot. And he's like, I left, and he's like, you'll be coming here. And I was like, he knows. Like, he knows. Like, he saw it in my eye. He saw it. Yeah, I was like, total just 180 on my life. I knew nobody at St. Thomas. I knew nothing about St. Thomas. Never did an overnight. I went to one visit, saw Caruso, committed, and then next time I was there was camp. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So you found out about St. Thomas, or you came out to St. Thomas on a limb, and you realized this was the place to come. So talk me through those early days on the football team, because you came in as a fullback, and that was quite the experience because you had a position change and some adversity there. And really, I want to touch on this stuff because it's what you're applying to Yocum strength. Like these 4 years that you experienced at St. Thomas football is why you're seeing success with Yocum strength. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly, dude. I mean, first year football team, brutal. I got on a campus. I saw dudes like Matty C, Luke Melander. I was like, full-grown beard, 6'6". I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm not supposed to be playing football here. I'm from the small town. I was the big kid in my town. I was like, and then I get on the field. I couldn't run. I was slow. I had like busted up ankle. I just wasn't good at football. And I mean, football was my what. That's why I went to St. Thomas. And I was a 7th string fullback, dude. And it was just like such a crash. Like, I was up here going to St. Thomas. Like, I'm gonna be a fullback. I'm gonna score touchdowns for St. Thomas in the cities. I made it big, like, to all the way down, dude. All the way down. 7th string. 7th string, dude. And like, I was broken. And I have a high school coach. I texted him. I was like, Coach, I think I'm gonna quit. Like, I don't love football anymore. Like, I don't know anybody here. I think I'm going to quit. I think I'm going to transfer. I had a girlfriend at St. John's at that time. I was just going to transfer back, just basically take the easy route out, dude. Go hang out with my high school girlfriend that I had, dude. Like, maybe play football there. Just go back home, hang out with the family. And he's like, that's not you, dude.
And
like,
when was this? Was this during the season?
This is right after the football season ended.
Okay.
So December of 2014.
14.
Yeah, 14.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yep. And I was like, I texted him, Coach Herm, and I was like, I'm going to transfer. It's not what I want to do. And he's like, that's not you. He's like, that's not the guy that I know. That's not the guy that I raised. Basically, like, keep chopping wood, keep getting after it. Like, I promise you, it'll pay off. And he hates St. Thomas, to be honest. He all his sons went to Bethel. He's a big Bethel guy. So it's not like he wanted to keep me at St. Thomas. He's just like, you have never quit on anything in your life. That's not who I know you to be as a man. Keep chopping wood, keep at that process, and I promise you it'll pay off. And that moment right there is when I knew I want to be a coach. Like, that's when I was like, he's my light bringer, dude. Like, he just totally, and I didn't see it at that time, but I'm like, he sees something in me right now that I don't see in myself. And that's when I was like, I got to make this man proud. Like, and that's when I was like, I want to be able to have that effect on other people's lives. So that's like, when I got that text, I was like, I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to succeed in football. I'm going to do that. That was my goal.
And then did you see a position change?
Yes. So during spring ball, then we got switched. Coach Caruso brought me into the office and he's like, you're not a running back? And I'm like, I'm not a running back. And he's like, let's put you on nose guard. So, like, the thing is, like,
full back to nose guard.
Yeah. So when you're at the when you're football level, there's like position, like for athleticism, there's wide receiver, like position, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. Then there's nose guards. Like when you get dropped down, like position groups, linebackers, nose guards. The only thing below nose guards is offensive line. Like, you're getting bumped all the way down. I probably should have got bumped all the way down to O-line, but he's like,
we'll try you at nose guard.
We'll try you at nose guard. We'll give you a shot. So, I went into spring ball, 8th string nose guard. 8th. Like, I got bumped a position, and I was an 8th string nose guard.
Lower on the depth chart.
Lower on the depth chart. Knew nothing, and I had Coach K as my coach, and I was like, who is this? Like, to be honest, I hated him as a freshman. Like, my whole thing was
because
like,
you're on offensive scout team, you have to deal with
your offensive scout team, dude, and I had no idea. I got in a fight with Jesse Ado and like Ace every single day, like just grinding, like going at their face. I was like, I was a total dude, like I don't care, like I'm gonna go at you. I wasn't good, but I was like, I was never gonna give up. So every day, like just fighting with Jesse and Ace, and I got switched over. And as soon as I got switched over, they like brought me in, dude, and they brought me in, and I had no idea what we're doing on defense, spring ball, and Coach K's just like, do the same thing, dude. Just go eat somebody's face. So I'm like, all right. And I just kept doing it. And by the end of spring ball is like a 3rd string nose guard. I was like, okay, like we're making moves and like keep chopping wood, keep at that process. And that was a big switch for me.
Yeah, that was starting the process of seeing those tangible things within the St. Thomas program. Yeah.
Yeah, and now, we can kind of fast forward to the result of your 4 years. So you were at that 3rd string and then ended up becoming an All-American nose guard and becoming just probably one of the most athletic nose guards, because you're not the size of a nose guard in terms of
like the 280
like
thick boys that are
thick
pulling
boys.
in double teams.
Yeah, just thick 2Cs. And you are like this just built man. Like you are there, dude. But my point is like just super athletic.
Real quick, what's your during the playing days, what was your like body fat percentage?
7%.
So,
when we had a bod pod, exercise science major, so we had to like test it. We were like their guinea pig, the teacher's guinea pigs.
Yeah.
So we like,
and like standards wise, like that's elite, right? Like I don't know percentages, but that sounds elite.
You want to be in like the single digits for the
jacked
people. Yeah.
Okay, well that's not average. No way. What's like an average body?
Probably like 14, 15, right around there for most dudes.
And for a nose guard,
probably like
higher.
25, yeah. Gross nose guards.
That's a great way to explain
perspective.
it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to explain it. But, what you accomplished in your 4 years at St. Thomas was incredible, and now you're using that to start Yocum strength training, which we're fucking hyped about. But now we want to hear how are you embodying your 4 years at St. Thomas in Yocum strength?
Yeah, just...
Kind of tell the story of how you found like Yocum strength, I guess, like because you said last year you said you started it.
Yep.
In the summer.
I saw the gap in the St. Thomas strength conditioning world, and like what a lot of people don't know is I trained all those guys last summer for free. Like totally for free. And nobody knows that. Everybody's thinking like, oh, you have a legit business. Like, I'm like, I interned at places and like I knew my shit, but like I had no credentials to be able to charge people like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's just giving myself, I was like, I promise you I can take your guys' game to the next level. I can start to build a culture with you. And like, I knew when I started Yocum Strength, my 5-year goal was to take over UST's whole football program. And I knew one way to do that was to work with guys right away and get after them and just show them what I'm able to do. And that was just the start of everything. I'm like, I'll train you guys for free. I don't care about the money. Like, I just want to help you guys. I want to show you guys what you guys can be. And we got after it last summer and then kind of saw the results from that. And now we're taking over St. Thomas's football team starting on Monday officially. So like, it's crazy that like you just put yourself out there, you're helping people, you're doing it for your passion and not for like trying to get money, that type of thing. So
yeah,
you took the leap of faith and you had more belief in yourself than anyone ever could. And you set a 5-year goal and you achieved it in 9 months.
Yeah. And that's, I think everybody can do that. It's just, I think people prioritize other things before their main goals. They prioritize taking that like $50,000 job right out of college because it's the easy thing to do. Their parents has taught them like money, like you need to be successful, you need the money, you need that. But I mean, if it's not your passion, it doesn't matter. Like I'd rather in life go all the way up, fucking crash all the way up and just like keep getting those experiences, dude. Keep going through the valleys to get the mountain. Like last summer I was making no fucking money, dude. Like I was broke, like just working my on-campus job to pay for my rent. It was like in the valley, dude. And now we're starting to come up and I'd much rather live. I mean, I had job offers to take like just open up a gym with under somebody else's name and that type of thing. And then then you live your life like this, dude. Just this for the rest of your life. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. Like I'll be down here right now when I don't need to support anybody. And I know, like I have enough belief in myself that it's going to be up here eventually.
Oh, you don't know how fired I am up.
Fired up you are.
Fired up I am.
There you go.
not an English major. So what I want, like people that are listening to this show right now, this episode,
tuning into the live stream,
like you don't need to be a St. Thomas football player to like tune in and feel the vibes of this podcast. No. This is something much bigger because your work ethic, and you could really see it in December when just what you were doing and all the people you're interacting with and just the names that I keep on seeing that you're helping improve their fitness in sports and outside of sports, the post-career athletes that need something to strive and be better at. I mean, you are putting yourself to the nose grind. You're putting your nose to the grinding board. Again, not an English major. And truly, like, just giving it your all. And it's, again, 5-year goal in 9 months.
Sick. It's incredible, dude. I think my favorite part is, like, because we've done a very similar thing where it's like we're not getting paid to podcast. Yep. We've been doing this for 2 years. I haven't seen a couple dents, like, cha-ching, whatever, but not a lot, dude. We do it for fun, and we do it because we believe in it, and we believe that there's something bigger than us.
And that's when you guys started this, I knew right away you guys are going to be successful. I don't want to sound like cocky or anything like that, but like I think I'm really good at seeing that in people, and maybe I'm an optimist, but like I can see, with an example, like there's 5 t-shirt companies of like our grade that started at the same time.
Yep.
I could tell Parks was going to be the successful one because he did it for something other than the money. Like all these other guys are like, oh, we're going to make a bunch of money off these shirts. And Parks was like, I have a passion behind these shirts. I have a why. Like I want to help people. I'm solving a problem. Same thing with you guys. And that's when I heard you guys talking in a locker room or something like that. And you guys were talking about, you weren't sure if you guys were going to continue with this. And I was like pretty close. I was like, you guys better fucking continue with this. Like you're not seeing it now, but like it's going to go somewhere. Like you guys have a passion and something behind this to always feel that and always back it up. And that's where it's like, I was close to like, and you guys don't know, you guys were talking about it. And I didn't want to like impede, but I was close to like, shut up you two. Like you guys are doing this. Like you're not stopping this podcast. Like you guys have something here. Mm-hmm. And that was like, that's why I love supporting you guys and like going after it.
You were one of our first listeners that listened to the show consistently every week, and we would see you, and you'd like be giving us feedback immediately. Yeah. This is what I like. This is what I think you guys can be better at. It was amazing. Like, you don't know this, but you were a consistent momentum drive for us to like, Yocum's listening. We got to put out another episode
for Yocum because we know we can make at least one impact on that guy.
Exactly. And I don't know if if you're still listening to all of them, doesn't matter. But you were there for the first 15, 20, and it was incredible.
What you just said, the one person, like that's what people need to take from this. I don't care. Everybody's like trying to reach the masses. That one person you affect, dude, like that's all that matters. Like what you guys put out, if 100 people listen to it and only one single person gets something out of that one person got something out of it. That's what you guys have to focus on. Like that's why I like post content every day. And like there's 15 people or like 50 people out there that are annoyed, like, oh my God, like this dude's posting a shirtless pic, like whatever, dude, like get off Instagram. There's one person that messaged me like, dude, that quote, like that resonated with me. Dude, that like workout, that resonated with me. Like something like you have no idea what people are going through every single day. That one thing you guys can say can change their entire life, can change their day, like can change the whole momentum of what they're going through. And it's just focus on that one person. Like nobody cares about the 100 people. It's that one person that cares about what you care about.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so in a couple of weeks we'll have Piff on, who has a TikTok account, and he's a content creator, YouTube vlogger, and he's in the same realm of like pushing content out and affecting that one person, right? He can't be trying to please the masses with his content because that's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be real. It's not going to be who he is. And that goes to show, like with what you're doing with fitness, you could be applying everything you're doing to the masses and trying to go big and start that gym and be complacent and go down the path of everyone else. Or you can do the things your way, as authentic and genuine as you can, and grow that way.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
It's
that's why you're kickstarting our Marketing Intern Spotlight, because we were talking like who's the perfect person to embody like what we do, what people should be or could be acting like outside in their workplace. It's Austin Jochum.
And it's Austin Jochum, dude. And I love what you said. Or one thing that we did in relating to you is like we never had analytics on our podcast. So when we would post a podcast out, it would all be, we would understand how effective it was based on if we got text messages from our friends.
Yep.
So like Andrew talking about seeing you in the hallway and you saying, hey, nice job. That act of kindness kept us going. Coach Rosie, who will be on the podcast, I'm assuming in a couple weeks, he came to me after we filmed our first podcast with President Sullivan. He goes, you guys are onto something. That was an awesome interview, and like I really enjoyed it. And then he started listening to it. But like, and then we had Jack Doomer's mom, who listened to it on her morning walk every single day, and would text us or email us and say, "Here's what you're doing well. Here's how you can get better." And we just took that step every single time, focused on the thing that we're average at, right? And got better and documented every time.
Exactly. I mean, I love that growth, dude. And like, I'm not a business person at all. Never took a business class.
Neither are we. We are not business. Well,
I'm
we're kind
a
of
business
You're
major,
kind of a business.
No
major.
fucking idea about analytics, any of that stuff. But just the one person, like that one person telling you, like that's when you know you're doing something right. Like you have something there. Like I'm not a business person at all, but having all these people tell me like I have something, like. And you should have that belief inside you originally. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you have to live off what other people are telling you, because otherwise, if somebody says you suck, then you're like, shit, yeah, then you suck. But having those people tell you that, and then you just grow from there. Like, what they're, like, you just grow from there and keep going.
What's cool, like, interactions that you and I have is like a lot of times through the Instagram DMs. And what's so funny is like when I'm on my story, I'm always just trying to like provide value with some different direction. Like sometimes I'll post a Joe Rogan video where he's just giving like this super powerful 1-minute bit or something, or I'll post like comedy or a slew of things. Go follow me on Instagram, whatever. But Yocum, you'll respond, dude. And like I post those things and I'm like with the intention now of like, dude, Yocum is gonna love this, and sure as shit not. 11 times out of 10, Yocum will hit me up and be like, yo, this resonated with me, or this is dope. That's why it's fun. It's like I enjoy it, and like providing value. That's pretty much what we boiled down to. It's fun.
All right. So I think we tapped into Yocum strength, and there's a lot more that you expect to come out of Yocum strength, but more about you personally on like your own day-to-day routine. We want to tap into that, and that's kind of where the back pocket comes into play of our core questions. And you've heard this question asked many times, so you know the framework. What is your average quality, Austin Jochum?
My average quality? Ton of them, dude. In the last, 3 months, that's what I've been freaking attacking, just all my average qualities. And, I love how you guys bring this up. But mine has been switching my fuel source. And I talked to all my athletes.
Say that one more time?
Switching my fuel source.
Fuel source.
Fuel source,
got
it. Enunciate.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Fuel source.
Fuel source.
Yep.
So switching from being fueled from hate to being fueled by love. And that's, just one thing that's been absolutely changed my life. come from a small town. I've just always tried to have that chip on my shoulder. I've always tried to be fueled by that hate. Like, I want to prove people wrong. I want people to hate me. I want people to doubt me. I want to get after it, and I just want to be like, fuck you, dude. Like, I did it. You didn't think I could do it. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how I've always been fueled. But it never left me fulfilled. And like, I always believe like everything's created twice, first in your mind and then in reality. So like having that mindset of I want to be fueled by hate brought hate into my life. I wasn't able to build any lasting relationships. I wasn't able to like openly connect with people. And 4 years at St. Thomas, I just walked around like with my fuck you radar all the way up to the max, and just like want to be that egotistic, that tough football player. And I couldn't communicate with people. I couldn't connect with people. And like I was succeeding. I had awards. Like I was going places, but like deep down, I was like, fuck, dude, I'm doing it by myself. Like nobody's connecting with this. And like I always knew it was wrong, but I was succeeding. And it wasn't like the unfulfillment of myself. It was when at St. Olaf, I had a football guy, real phenomenal kid. He was talking to me and he's like, I want to be just like you, coach. And it just came up in conversations like, I want to be just like you when I grow up. Like, I admire you. Like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. And I was like, fuck, no, you don't, dude. Like, I'm not living my life the way I want to live it. I'm not the man I want to be. And I was like, this kid sees me as his coach Caruso. Mm-hmm. This kid sees me as his coach Herm. And if I don't get my shit figured out, I'm going to bring him down with me, dude. Like, my pillars and my foundation was not set in stone. And everybody, like, and when you're a coach, when you're that person, like, everybody's going to try and be on that pillar. And like, that's your job. Like, that's why I wanted to be this. I wanted to be person's light bringer. And I just didn't have my shit figured out. And I was going to bring this kid down with me. I was going to bring all the people that looked up to me down with me. So the last few months, I've just been focusing on attacking these average qualities and switching my fuel source from being like, I want to prove everybody wrong, to like, I want to give value to people. I want to open up. I want to connect with people. I want to help other people become better versions of themselves because I'm giving them value, not because I'm taking value from them, if that makes sense. And just, I mean, it totally just changed every single day. Like, I wake up, I've never had a problem with work ethic. I've never had a problem with fuel. It's what that fuel leads to. So now I'm able to connect with people. I'm able to have the same amount of like determination, fire, getting up after it. But now I'm doing it for a way better reason than what I was doing it for before. And that, I mean, it just totally changed my life, totally changed how I'm fulfilled, how I'm connecting with people, how I'm able to lead my athletes. And like, now when that kid can, I mean, it's an everyday process, but now when that kid says like, I want to be just like you, I'm like, fuck yeah, you do. Like that's what I want you to do. Like, I want you to open up. I want you to be able to connect. I want to keep growing with you, dude.
Dude.
Oh my God!
You need a fucking podcast.
You need to be a motivational speaker, like on a podium,
because it's fucking genuine, dude.
It's real.
It's real.
I mean, it sounds good now, dude. But like when you're in that fucking valley, like that's when you gotta. It freaking hurts, dude. Like
right?
When now we're on the way up, and now like it sounds good and like it's the story, but that's where you gotta go into those valleys. You gotta like dig deep and like look at yourself and like realize like there's shit wrong with you, and like you have that. You're in that valley, dude. Like, you got to go into those valleys. And, like, I think a big problem is a lot of people never go in those valleys. Like, they want to stay in that bubble. They want to stay in that midline, and it's safe. It's a safe bubble. Like, you just stay.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go up, and you got to go down. Otherwise, you're not going to accomplish anything. You're not going to get that genuine feel. And that's, like, something I've been attacking with my athletes, attacking with all the people, like, this transformation contest that I'm doing with a bunch of people. I don't give a shit about your physical transformation. I have them set goals. I have them talk to me about what they want to accomplish. The physical thing is like my gym, like that's my what. Like that's not my why. I want to change your life. And I think physically like that helps, like changing your physical appearance, changing how you can able to lift. Like that helps. That's one part of it. But there's so many more parts of your life that you got to attack every single day. And that's my why. And that's like the biggest thing that I think will set me apart from other gyms is like they want to get you in and get you big biceps. I'm going to tell you, like, nobody fucking cares that you have big biceps, dude. Like, how are you living your life? Are you accomplishing your goals? You loving your family? Like, that type of thing. That's what I care about, and that's what I'm attacking with my athletes.
Your level of self-awareness is through the roof, and that story or that experience that you endured and are now carrying yourself or helping others, lift yourself up because you're using the value of others in a way that's not like sucking. You're providing, and everyone's getting that source of fuel, as you'd like to say, is incredible. And that's something we strive to do on the podcast. We don't want all these podcasts for us. Like, we're not trying to. This is not making our brand better. It's not, or it is, But in the reality is we really want to hear your guys' story, and we want to put it out as authentically as possible because they're all so dope. And
on top of that,
Yeah.
like we're talking about how, what, why, and a lot of that at the core is because every fall camp we show for 4 years, the four of us, Greg's in here producing, the four of us showed up every year, and we watched that Simon Sinek why video. Coach Crusoe always made us watch that. And so everything that we build together, everything that you're building with Yocum Strength, everything that we're building with the Back Pocket, start with your why.
Exactly.
And like Andrew and I were just talking about it last night on like unpacking what that is. And it's like, what is the Back Pocket's why? We've done 119 episodes and like all kinds of just for 2 years. It's fun. And it's you. You guys are our why. Think about that, because you're talking. You literally said, I've been obsessed with trying to conquer my average qualities. That's sick. Like, that means the fucking world to me that you're doing that. I want other people to do that too.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I freaking love what you guys do. Like, I've always, like, that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, that's when I knew, like, you guys were talking about, like, maybe not doing the Back Pocket. Like,
Yeah.
Shut up, guys. Like, you guys have a freaking why. Like, you're doing it. Like, you don't,
Yeah.
I was like, you guys don't have a choice. Like, you guys are going to do this. And, like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that I think a lot of people have to focus on is, like, you have to have a what. Like, every single person you're going to compete with is going to have a good what. Like, if they don't have a good what, you don't want to compete with them. Like, if that makes sense. Like, if they're not good at what they do, you don't want to compete with them anyway. So everybody you compete with is going to have a good what. What takes you above them, what separates you from them is your why. Like, you can get good at your craft. Every single person you want to compete with to be the best in the world at what you do is also going to be doing that. Mm-hmm. You have to have a why. Like, and I think that just helps a lot of, like, the business minded, because that's why I'm trying to, like, connect with more people, like the people that are like, okay, you have a passion, like, okay, like, how
Cool.
does that how does that go to make me money? Like, I got to get good at my job. Yes, you have to get good at your job, but everybody else is getting good at their job as well. You got to have a why that takes you above that person. So, like, connecting to more people, like, that's what you always have to have that why, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And you mentioned, like, the competition, but you also got to realize there's collaboration. So there's things that Andrew and I are average at that we will always be average at. Producing a podcast, you know, we're good at speaking into the mic. We're good at having conversations, but, like, we screw up stuff with producing it and posting it all the time. So we need a producer.
Yep.
So when we bring someone in that we know, or someone that reaches out to us, like intern Sam, who's incredible, doing all kinds of stuff, and then we coach Greg up to do the same thing.
Yep.
Right. And so, like,
we need others.
We
to
need
be
others
good at what we do.
Yes.
Because there's some things that we're just going to be wildly average pair of podcasters.
Exactly.
That's why
Yeah.
finding the collaboration and, like, building a brand, marketing, probably not your forte, right?
Not my forte.
Didn't take a business class, and it's just not your specialty. So you're going to find others around you that have maybe some free time, or maybe you'll have a little bit of cash to shuffle out and give them a spot to take an internship or whatnot to help personally brand you, because that takes up a ton of time, but it's super necessary. So, like, finding those collaborative routes where you're hyping someone else up and growing their craft, but also, like, you have the ability to find value in it.
Yeah, and we're also all doing it, right? Like, we're all organically, like, I'm posting about Yocum Strength on my we're doing it as a podcast because we care about you, dude. Like, we think what you're doing is incredible, right? It's all organic, and it's all stuff that, like, when people see it, they know it's not just like a transaction, you know? Like, if we were to stop this podcast to talk to you about LaCroix, and just, like, talk to you about LaCroix, people would be like, oh, they got paid to do a podcast advertisement about LaCroix. You know, those things do exist, but, like, think about, like, the collaboration on the long term of, like, it's cool to get paid right away, but, like, what does that relationship actually manifest, you know?
Yep.
And, like, what does that actually see? Because like, I see Yocum Strength now, and everyone sees, like, oh, this cool thing, like, Yocum's going viral on Instagram stories of people doing like crazy, stupid, like, not stupid, but like crazy workouts. Like, guys are like squatting on a ball and like pressing a barbell.
Yeah, my favorite one was when you're sitting in like a just normal seat and you got the battle ropes. Like, that is one of the hardest things you can possibly do. And with, like, battle ropes, you got perfect posture. You got your legs, like, perfectly straight. Like, my hamstrings hurt just doing this right now. And then you got battle ropes, and they're not just like, you're not doing like the mini battle ropes where it's just this. You got the big arm swings, and I'm just watching this. I'm like, I'm about to hit the gym. I'm about to swing these battle ropes just like this. Oh man, it fires me. Yeah, for Yocum.
So like everyone's like, but understand that's collaboration. These guys are doing it out of the goodness of their hearts because they're thinking of you, and you're putting it on your platform. You're coaching these people how to do it. Yeah, you just got to hit record again, Greg.
Yeah, it turns off every once in a while.
Yeah, so you're good. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's all organic. It's all from the heart. It's all like collaboration, and everyone's trying to get better, right? Everyone's trying to find their why. Everyone has, maybe a what, but like we're trying to bring you guys with us. That's why we're the Growth and Development Podcast. It's not so you can just sit back and watch Andy and Decky just try and grow. No, we want you to come along board, take some of the stuff that we say and elevate yourself.
Yep. Think win-win.
Think
win-win.
There you go, dude.
Grow both people. Yep.
Sticking on the train of like, okay, so you got your average qualities and you're improving that.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is something that is more than average? Like this is in your back pocket, and this is a Yocum strength. Like I have this resource in my back pocket. I have this habit, this emotion in my back pocket that I bring out, and this is why I'm Yocum strength.
So you ready for some bad podcasting?
Yeah, let's go.
In my back pocket.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Right here.
He's reaching into
This is
his
why
back
we have
pocket.
a YouTube page.
Yeah.
Right here.
He's reaching into his
Go to
back pocket.
YouTube.
He's pulling out his wallet. In his wallet, he has.
He's got a piece of paper. He's on a piece of paper. It's on just an average note.
Just an average note.
Really crinkly.
But on it is my mission statement.
Okay.
Whoa.
So this is what really changed who and how I was living my life. So I had a what, I had a why, but the mission statement, what that allowed me to do is each part of my life, I have a why, a what segregated. So it's like and my why just encompassed who I was. But when I was in a situation as a football player, that why made sense. Like I want to protect my family. I want to help everybody. But then when I was a man and like just a family member, like how was I living my life through that? And that's where I think I broke down my mission statement in all 4 parts of my life: as a man, as a coach, as a business owner, and as a community leader. And that's the 4 parts of my life right now. And then eventually when I'm a husband, when I'm like a family leader, that type of thing, you just add on to your mission statement. So I think it puts your why into specific parts of your life, if that makes sense. And
yeah, and I think just for the listeners, like if you think about it, like a lot of people don't have like that mission statement why in their life, but they have probably a passion that they think about, and like you just kind of have to unpack it and like loosely have this bubble of why that incorporates a lot of things. And I think that's what you're accomplishing with a 4-tiered, from what I understand, why.
Yep. And that's once again, like you said, unpacking that why. And like my why was always there. It was just like, what happens if I got in a tough situation as a coach? Like, how does my why apply to that being a coach? So first day of the new year, or it's day before New Year, because I wanted 2019, like just kick the shit out to 2019. Like that was going to be the year I dominate. Like I was sick of who I was in 2018. I'm going to dominate 2019. So I wrote down every single aspect of how I live my life and how my why applies to it, and what situations I valuing people over money, valuing opportunities over money, that type of thing, and how my why applies to all those situations, rather than just having that all encompassing why. And like when you're like questioning which way you go, like how does it fit in, trying to figure it all out on a spot, being emotional, that type of thing. Like anytime I struggle, I pull out this sheet of paper. I'm like, that's right. Value people over money, value opportunities over money, that type of thing. And like, it just steers me in the right direction. It keeps me on the right path.
All right. So should we narrate, or what's on this thing? I really want to see what this paper looks like.
You want to see it, or you want me to like announce it, or what do you want here?
Let's do
He's
an
got a lot
announce.
of words on
Yeah,
it.
I got a lot of words on
All right,
here.
just like
Spark
so like
notes.
my overall mission statement: to help the world grow by positively affecting the growth of individuals I come in contact with.
Say that one more time. It's a little slower.
To help the world grow by positively affecting the growth of individuals I come in contact with.
Love it.
So that's my overall encompassing mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
And then I break that down into 4 parts. So as a man, as a coach, as a business owner, and then as a community leader. And I break that down to like, as a man, I got to value people over possessions. I got to value growth over reward, that type of thing. And I broke it down into like, I just brainstormed for 2 hours, dude, to make sure every single situation that comes up in my life, my why applies to it. Like, what happens if I get a buyout offer or something stupid like that, but I get a buyout offer, or like a sellout offer. Like, what do I do when I have that money value? Like, I pull out this sheet, I look at it. Does it fit in? Does it fit in as a business owner? Does it fit in as a community leader? Does it fit in as who I am as a man? That type of thing.
I love this mentality. 2 reasons. One, like you did like basically like a project management course on your own, like why. You put all of like the different situations that could derail your project, and you figured out a potential solution. You don't know if it's actually going to work, but you have a plan set in place for when, as Greg and I love to say, that chaos comes into your order, and you have to find balance. So, and it's going to happen every time. This piece of paper isn't going to be perfect for every situation, but you thought of as many as you could, and when that chaos comes, when that punch to the face hits you on that chin, your chin's going to stand strong. You're going to be like, all right, this is the reality. I'm hitting some chaos right here. I'm hitting some struggle. I'm going to be able to bring some order through my piece of paper, through what you've endured. And I think like Declan and I are just soaking this all in because we experience this on the daily with trying to push content out and just trying to bleed and breathe our back pocket mantra. And it's not easy, but you have this project management course, this why behind it, which is like,
I mean, that's every single day. Like you want to be mentally tough every single day, but the reality is like some days you're not. Like some days you wake up and you're like, oh, I just got fucking punched, dude. Like shit. I just pull that out and I'm like, it's all right. Like this is my path. This is where I'm going to go for today. Like suck it up, buttercup. Like we're going to go. Like it just resets my mind and just like now I'm mentally tough. Now I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. Like now I have a direction.
Yep. So I love it because it's really about this idea. Well, fuck, I lost my train of thought. But what were we just talking about? Like, oh, okay. So why I wanted to ask you what was on that paper, because I want to show people the intent and like the commitment you have to like bettering your own life so that you can help others, right? You had like all those 4 different things, and like you just said, you spent 2 hours brainstorming something that could give you direction for tomorrow or give you direction for a week ahead.
2 hours.
2 hours you spent. When's the last time you spent 2 hours on just like doing something? I'm speaking to like
personally looking at yourself.
Looking at yourself and just like painting this picture, drawing this map, like, okay, like kind of like behind you, like it could just be the map of Austin Jochum, like looking inward and really understanding what you are, who you are, why you are, and how you want to pursue and keep it on the right path.
Exactly. And remember, that's the part though, like if you live in your bubble, like it's safe. Like they don't have to. Like
you don't have to take a step out.
You don't have to take a step out because they don't feel anything, dude. Like
it's super comfortable.
It's super comfortable. They're like sitting back, like we're just gonna chill. Like I'm not really loving it, but like I don't really hate it, and like nothing's really going wrong, but nothing's really going right. I'm in this bubble. Like get the fuck out of that bubble, dude. Like valleys, mountains, like you got to go up and down, and then at the end, like it never ends. But like you're just gonna keep grounding, and then your valleys are here, and then your mountains are here, and then your valleys are here, and then your valleys eventually are above your midline. Like it's a valley for where you are. Like you drop from the mountain that you were just on, but it's still above that fucking mediocre bubble. Safe. Like, get the fuck out of that, dude.
And we are trying to incorporate these type of questions in our own podcast to pop our own bubble. So this question is: challenge us with a guest that you think which could come on our show to pop our bubble. Like if we're being comfortable in a certain area, like you need to go out and get this person. They could be Twin Cities rooted. They could be someone bigger than that. It could just be someone that you really care about and you love, and you're like, I want their story to be told. And if a name doesn't come to your mind right away, we can talk off air. But if you know someone,
I got it. Joey Puck.
He's already asked to come on the show.
Yes. Dude. He's been doing this transformation contest, freaking killing it. Like I've never met a man more like diligent and just like every single day, like I get an email or message from him and just like, fuck yeah, let's go, baby. Like I'm fired up now. Yeah. Like, and he just reached out and like, I was like, yeah, dude, like let's do this. And like, we hadn't talked in a while since football, and like he moved out and was like, this dude's fired up, dude. Like he is ready to change his life. And I think that's a dude that you would love to have on this podcast.
Joey Puck.
So cool thing about Joey Puck on LinkedIn, Decky, if anyone's on LinkedIn, go ahead and figure out what the hell I'm doing on LinkedIn.
Follow this man posts one thing on LinkedIn every single day.
One thing.
Wild time.
It is a zoo.
LinkedIn is full of
is that the new movement?
Right angles. There's a lot of right angles on LinkedIn, and you just have to be that circle.
I am infiltrating a right angle market with just a round corner, and that's me, baby. But anyway, so I post on LinkedIn every day, and I posted Greg's video of being a wildly average athlete, but battling and focusing on, like, I do this for my brothers. I did this for 4 years. It was an incredible video, and I posted that. And guess who commented and then messaged me right after? Joey Puck. Joey Puck comments and is like, best thing ever, like, provides some sweet value in the comment section, and then hits me up. He's like, hey, when can I come on? And so a lot of people have actually asked us to come on, not to brag, and he was the first one I wrote down. Like, I started a list of all the people who would just start asking, and I put their name down. Joey Puck's number one. So I'm ready to get Joey on, and, like, there's already that connection, which is great.
Yeah,
but, like,
exactly.
I'm so excited to hear, and I love that you brought that up.
Yeah. I mean, my other one would be Austin Harrington, but you guys already had him on. I know. I listened. That one got me fired up too. I was like loving that one. I was like, yes, let's go, baby.
Austin
also, kind of like a further reach that, I mean, it's challenging, but I was just thinking about, like, this same setting, the same conversation that we're having, but what if Jordan Peterson was in here?
Dude, mind blown.
Yeah.
Like, we could have the same intellectual conversation, which is great why we can have these conversations. This is practical. Jordan Peterson is a reach, but, like, think about that. Be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be sick. Anyways, what were you going to say, Andrew?
I was saying, like, these are the people that we really want on our show, because, and that's why we've structured our show around marketing interns, and then our Monday show, that are people out there that are maybe a little bit older than us, could be in the same position as us, but it's just framework a little bit differently. But all these different variations of the back pocket really show that everyone has a story. We're here to just narrate a little bit, get a little structure, a little formulate a little bit. But really, it's the guest that brings the value. The back pocket is nothing without the people that come on our show. And when you come on and kickstart our Marketing Intern Spotlight like this, 2019, the sky's the limit. So thank you. Do you have any questions left to ask? I'll finish up with the last question.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what was your favorite, because you've listened to so many episodes, what's been your favorite back pocket episode?
The one, I loved Austin Harrington's, but actually Annie Vitale's. Listening to her, what I really liked is her freshman dance failure story. And she was talking about, like, supporting the team and that type of thing. That resonated with me because of, like, my freshman football fail story. So it's like, shit, like, other people are going through this too. Like, you need to stop being a baby, basically. I wish I could have heard that my freshman year, but I think that I like that one because it's like, the freshman football guys hear this, like, they need to understand. And that's one thing, like, people always see you, like, how you are now, and, like, they're like, oh, Austin Jochum, like, 4-year starter All-American. I'm like, no, I played 1 year, like, I've 3 years of just, like, sitting right in the bench, basically, like, and, like, they see Annie, like, dance team captain, like, they don't understand, like, freshman year she didn't even dance. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the more I talk to young guys, they just see this like, they're like, holy shit, that's an idol. Like, I'll never reach that point. It's like, no, dude, we were all in your spot. Like, we were all there. We were all like, we were shit, basically. And you gotta climb that mountain. Like, it just blows my mind. Especially my time at St. Olaf. Like, they totally, like, they just see people and they're like, holy shit, that's somebody different. I'm like, we're not different. Like, nobody's different. Like, It's just the process, dude. Like, you gotta attack the process. And that's, like, one thing I love about, like, the average qualities, and, like, you break people down, and, like, people don't see, like, they don't see that. Like, they don't see that everybody's average and everybody can accomplish everything. Like, they just see where a person is at that point. Like, at that point. And, like, that's not where they started. Like, 4 years ago, they were nothing. Like, just like you. Like, you gotta grow.
Yeah. I mean, it just, you're the back pocket. I'm gonna say it. You're the back pocket poster boy. I mean, like, we are, like, this is what we've built for us, but, like, to see it come into fruition for someone that's doing their own thing and using kind of some of the things that we've said and incorporating into your own business. Oh my God, you don't know how rewarding that is just on our end.
Yeah. Hearing, it helps us and just kind of gives us all you're so good at formulating exactly what we've been building for 2 years. Because, like, Andrew and I can talk in this room all the time about it and, like, really hash it out. But you expressing your true experience with it all, and it has really unpacked what our why is. Yeah. And I think that's more or less what you're saying.
100%.
Okay, cool.
So last question.
Yeah.
This has been a tremendous experience and conversation to have, and I'm stoked to continue to follow you. Before we get to the last question, you want to plug all of your social handles?
Yeah, just Austin Jochum right now. Just trying to build the brand, build Yocum strength. I don't care if you're an elite level athlete. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. Like, if you want to better your life, that's who I want. I don't want the elite level athlete that wants to come in and just fuck around and do that. Like, I don't care what level you're at. If you want to better your life, if your why is in the right place, or if you realize you're coming out of your bubble and you realize you need to find your why, that's the people I want.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that motivate me. Those are the people that are going to build my culture, and that's who I want. So anybody that's listening to break out of their bubble, listen and get after their why, those are who I want.
Awesome. So final question. What did you learn today from the moment you woke up to when we're having this conversation?
All right, so listening to a song. So nugget of the day. So every day on the Instagram, I post a nugget of the day. This is going to be my nugget of the day. I don't know if I'll get to post it on my own Instagram, so I'm saying it here. You guys have to listen to the podcast.
And we're live streaming now, so
live,
hopefully they're
okay.
listening.
Better be listening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So listening to Outkast, Miss Jackson. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. So you can plan fucking everything. Like, oh, we're going to have a great day. We're going to have a great day. You have no idea what's going to hit you that day. You got to have your pillars. You got to have your foundation. You got to have your rock. It's got to be set so you can adjust. You can be adaptable. You can face the adversity. Like, doesn't matter what you plan. You got to be able to adapt and just go after it. And that's that's one of my favorite things about the nuggets of the day. Like, it just forces me every single day to like deeply listen. Like some of the stuff's like from the Bible. Some of it's from like Lil Wayne lyrics. Like, I have no idea where it's going to come from every single day, but I'm learning something every single day. Like, just pops up as like right there.
That's your nugget.
That's my nugget, baby. And that's like what I like passing on.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome, Yocum. This has been awesome. Anything?
This could go on for a quarter century.
Yeah.
This conversation.
Yep.
So we will look forward to having you on again, and continue to just
follow,
follow,
Yocum strength.
grow, and it's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
That's a wrap.
Well, I've been hanging on the west coast in my heart, right where I meant to from the start. It's so much warmer than the secrets you've been holding in. And don't you look at me sideways with those eyes, always acting like you ain't got the time. I can't imagine trying to carry what you hold inside. But ooh, you got a reason to sing, and ooh, you're finally listening, and ooh, you should go back to the start, 'cause you can't hold on to what's inside your heart.